All right, hey guys, doing today? We about to hop into the reading of James chapter 3. The first things first, though, just make sure you like that video, man. Hit it's a full screen, scroll a bit, like it, then full screen it back up. You feel me? Not many of you should become teachers, my fellow believers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly. We all stumble in many ways. Anyone who is never at fault in what they say is perfect and able to keep their whole body in check. When we put bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take ships as an example. Although they are large and driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder whenever the pilot wants to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. The tongue also is a fire, a world of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole body and sets the course of one's life on fire, and it itself is set on fire by hell. All kinds of animals, birds, reptiles, and sea creatures are being tamed and have been tamed by mankind. But no human being can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. With the tongue we praise our Lord and Father, and with it we curse the human beings who have been made in God's likeness. Out of the same mouth comes praise and cursing. My brothers and sisters, this should not be. Can both fresh water and salt water flow from the same spring? My brothers and sisters, can a fig tree bear olives, or a grapevine bear figs? Neither can a salt spring produce fresh water. Who is wise and understanding among you? Let them show by their good life the deeds done in humility that comes from wisdom. But if you harbor bitter envy and self-ambition in your hearts, do not boast about it or deny the truth. Such wisdom does not come down from heaven, but it is earthly, unspiritual, and demonic. For wherever you have envy and selfish ambition, there you find disorder and every evil practice. But the wisdom that comes from heaven is first of all pure, then peace-loving, considerate, submissive, full of mercy and good fruit, impartial and sincere. Peacemakers who sow in peace reap a harvest of righteousness. So I've heard of this verse before, right? Be not teachers, because we shall receive a greater judgment. But the KJV says, brethren, be not many masters. Be not many masters. A teacher, I just looked up the Greek word that it uses, right? A teacher, New Testament, one who teaches concerning the things of God and the duties of man, one who's fitted to teach, teachers, apostles, all that type stuff. Okay, so don't be like teachers. There's greater condemnation. Because in many things we offend all. Yo, I didn't even think about the fact that he's relating teaching to the tongue. I just was thinking he was just dropping like, guys, don't be teachers, but then I forget he goes on a whole thing about the tongue, right? So, because we receive greater condemnation, because for many things we offend all, and if any man offends not in word. So if any man offends not in word, he's a perfect man, and able to bridle the entire body. Behold, we put the bits into the horse's mouth, and they obey us, and we can turn their whole body. Ships too, though the great fierce winds, they turn about with a very small helm, wherever the governor listeth. Even so, the tongue is a little member, and talks about great things. How great a matter a little fire kindleth. See, last chapter we talked about the heart, right? How God says, it's not sin for you unless you feel bad about it in your heart. And the gospel is not about what you can do, but how Jesus can change your heart. So is the tongue not by consequence like is what you say not a direct result of your heart's posture? Or is the tongue different? Is the mouth just be spewing evil? Like, is it just literally an evil part of the body? I don't know. I feel like that's a good question though, But tongue is a fire, world of iniquity. So the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and sets on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. For every kind of beast and birds and serpents and the things of the sea is tamed, and hath been tamed of mankind, but the tongue can no man tame. It is an unruly evil, full of deadly poison. Oh, and I feel the need to mention this, right? Be not many teachers, knowing that we shall receive greater condemnation. I am not teaching anything, right? I'm just studying the word on camera. This is just how I would study the word. One, it keeps me what's the word? It keeps me consistent, keeps me focused, and if I can help other people get into the word a little bit more, then it's good. I'm happy. I'm not actually teaching anything. I'm just giving my thing. That's why I always take from a God ordained pastor, right? I just do my reviews based on that and what else I can find, and it's not me. And if stuff sounds fishy or whatever, I won't listen to it. I'll go do more research. But Pastor Paul has made sure that everything stays consistent with what the Bible is teaching, it seems. So I'd never heard anything outlandish from him. Some people would mention his little pre-trib rapture thing, but other pastors will say that too. But we'll see when we get to Revelation, right? Therefore we bless God and the Father, therewith we curse men, which are made after the similitude of God. Out of the same mouth proceeds blessing and cursing, my brother, and these things ought not so to be. Does a fountain send forth the same place sweet water and bitter? Can a fig tree, my brother, bear olives, either a vine, figs? Can no mountain both yield salt water and fresh? Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show a good conversation out of his works with meekness and wisdom. I want to look at this in another translation. It's a pretty straightforward chapter so far. Like, bro's just like, boom, example, boom, 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 boom. It's straight cooks, right? Who is wise and understanding among you? Let him show good conduct, that his works are done in the meekness of wisdom. Wise and understanding by his good conduct, let him show his works in the meekness of wisdom. Meekness is patience. Every single time I forget it. Hey, let's go. Let's go. In the patience of wisdom, his good conduct show his works. Right, and he's building off this idea of works from the last chapter. Oh, what did he say in chapter 1? We'll go back in a minute. He said something in chapter 1 that I was going to bring up in this. I think the NIV version made me think about it more. Where else? We'll find it. We'll find it. If ye have bitter envying and strife in your hearts, do not glory and lie not. Is glory like boasting in this sense? Go and check it out. Do not boast and lie against truth. If you have bitter envy, you can do not boast and lie against the truth. Boasting against the truth too. Don't boast against the truth as well, right? Lying against truth, denying Jesus type thing. I'm assuming it's denying Jesus. We're gonna find out in the sermon. And boasting in Jesus is like, you know, we get saved by faith, not by works, so that no man can boast, right? And this wisdom descends not from above, but is earthly. Oh, I thought he was talking about all wisdom, but no, boasting and lying is not from above, but earthly, sensual. So based on your senses, it feels good for you, and devilish. For where envying and strife is, there confusion and every evil work. So where envy is and strife, I be forgetting what strife is too, like battle. Conflict, okay. And conflict is confusion, every evil work. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, and easy to be entreated. We're gonna check out entreated real quick just to make sure we get this English. What did he say? And easy to be asked for? Oh, probably from God, right? Easy to be asked for. Full of mercy, good fruits, and without partiality, without hypocrisy. Pure, peaceable, gentle, open to reason. Interesting. Willing to listen. Okay, that's what it meant. And the fruit of righteousness is sown in peace of them that make peace, right? And this is what he was talking about last time with the mercy thing. You show mercy, you'll get mercy back. You send us out, you bring it back. The fruit of righteousness is sown, right? We sow the fruit of righteousness. We sow peace. My bad. The fruit of righteousness is sown in peace, right? With peace, we reap the fruit of righteousness, and that also creates peace. And then in chapter 1, oh, right. If any man among you seems to be religious and doesn't bridle his tongue, but deceives his own heart, then that man's religion is vain. Boom. So that's more to that tongue talk he was talking earlier. Pure religion and undefiled before God is this, to keep fatherless, to help them and all that, right? So pure and genuine religion, keep everybody's unspotted. Then he leads into talking about faith by works, or works by faith, which leads directly into don't be teachers. This would have been an interesting letter. That topic switch was crazy. That was like 3 paragraphs. That's a new paragraph. That's a new paragraph. That's a new paragraph. But James is a writer, so we'll let him write. All right, that's going to be the end of the video. Hope you guys have yourselves fantastic rest of your day. Peace.